When you first load up the game in Cyberpunk 2077, you'll be greeted by a character creation screen. But before rushing through this section, you should know that your choices will carry some significance into the main story, and one of these decisions is around the life path of your character. So which one should you choose? Even a small cosmetic detail could have some impact on the way that the story plays out. And when it comes to choosing your life path, this is no different. It isn't just to give your character a small backstory and set the mood. Your life path will serve as the guideline for defining your personal story, who you know, who knows you, and also the choices you can make in quests. Each path has a different starting quest and location. It will also determine how others will react to you, your dialogue choices, and even how some of your relationships will play out. For example, a nomad will be much better at communicating and getting assistance from other nomads and inhabitants of the Badlands. A street kid knows all the street level drugs, dealers, and fixers of Night City, and a corporate is more savvy when dealing with mega corporations and their agents. Your road to main quests, beginning alliances, and essentially the way you will complete the story is unique to each life path. With all the excitement around the action and bright lights of Night City, it's easy to forget about the enormous desert that surrounds the city and the people who live there. Referred to as nomads, these outsiders to the big cities came together during the collapse in the 90s. Many people lost their jobs and were forced from their homes. A large number of families left the cities and started banding together to create convoys that would travel from place to place, salvaging, attacking fuel depots, and raiding corporate facilities for weapons and vehicles. Members take on different roles, like doctors, teachers, and farmers, in order to ensure the continuation from generation to generation. These tribes, or clans, are essentially a village on wheels. The vast desert around Night City is a dangerous place, ravaged by wars, pollution, and global warming. The nomads also need to watch out for any megacorp mercenaries that manage to cross their path, as corporations tend to not be a big fan of their stuff being stolen. Regardless of what they do to survive, nomads are often seen maintaining old world values. They place importance on community and maintain a more traditional society where all people are equal and have the same opportunities. Work ethic and family are important to them. Naturally, this means that the nomads are not particularly fond of corporations and gangs, and will go out of their way to defy any structure that has been put in place by them. They place much higher value towards integrity and freedom. However, in Cyberpunk 2077, choosing the nomad life path will have you starting out on your own. Something has happened to your family, forcing you to leave the Badlands and enter the completely unfamiliar territory of Night City. Born and raised in Night City, street kids are accustomed to the lawless and unforgiving nature of the large city. They have learned to survive in a hostile environment where might makes right. After the economic collapse in America, street children make up the majority of youth. Due to a combination of lack of public schooling system and increased workloads, results in a lack of supervision. By the age of 6, most street kids are left unsupervised for up to 6 hours a day. By the age of 12, this figure almost triples to 16 hours a day. Almost 90% of street kids are involved in some type of youth gang, which often have affiliations to larger, more aggressive street gangs. By the time they have reached adolescence, if they have been lucky enough to survive this long, they are often inducted into the parent gang that they have worked alongside in their youth. Street kids know the city like the back of their hand. Those who are able to survive this far have done so through their connections and street smarts. Knowing the local slang, drug dealers, and fixers is all a part of life. Learning to survive on the streets and depending on certain people as if they were family. Positions of authority, like the police or corporate security, are avoided at all costs. Without the money to protect themselves, street kids are often abused by the police and other groups with power. So to keep surviving, it's best to stay out of their sight. Choosing the street kid life path will have you armed with intuitive knowledge of the streets. Relationships with smaller gangs and aggressive fixers will be far less hostile. Drug dealings, the black market, and the social hierarchy of Night City will be of comfortable familiarity on your path. The street kid is the ultimate insider of the goings-on in the underbelly of Night City. Nicknamed Corpo Rats, they are the managers, employees, and agents who work for mega corporations. Although their life may seem particularly comfortable in comparison to the average person, it is certainly no less dangerous. In the hugely competitive corporate world, corpos will go out of their way to sabotage their rivals, or even colleagues, in order to increase their chances of climbing through the ranks. Power struggles, dirty tricks, and backstabbing are all a part of the lifestyle. Corpos are generally cold, calculating, and relentless. Arasaka is a worldwide mega corporation dealing in corporate security, banking, and manufacturing. It is one of the most influential mega corporations in the world, and it's here that you can find some of the largest levels of in-house fighting around. Corpos who are willing to bend the rules and exploit secrets and information are the ones who are quickly climbing the corporate ladder. Corpos know the most powerful and influential people in the city. They are able to read between the lines and remain completely calm in front of even the most intimidating people. Their knowledge and power leads to doors being opened that would otherwise be unattainable for the average person. Choosing the corporate life path will have you placed in the high-pressured position of an Arasaka agent. You will be located in Arasaka Tower, where you will be expected to navigate the internal affairs within the corporation, as well as seize opportunities by spinning negotiations and contracts in your favor. But what would happen if Arasaka, Night City's most powerful organization, suddenly turns on you? So which life path to choose? Of course, there is no right or wrong answer here, but I'd probably suggest taking the path that sounds most like how you would like to play the game. On the first run through, you'll have a more immersive experience, so choosing the role that would more likely follow your way of thinking and the decisions you make will only support this. For example, I think I'll be starting out with Nomad. Of course I want to experience all the game has to offer, but on the first run I want to be able to take everything in at the right pace. The game is centered around Night City, so by starting in the Badlands, I feel like it would be a nice build-up as the Nomad makes his way to the big city. After all, the Nomad is completely unfamiliar with Night City, and would be experiencing it for the first time, like myself. But at the end of the day, it really doesn't matter that much. You can always start over with one of the other life paths. Or you could completely ignore the stereotype of the role you pick, and play it like you want. Like, maybe you could try playing a corporate as a kind, friendly person to everyone around you. I'm sure that will work out fine. Anyway, I hope this video has helped clear up some of the differences between the life paths. Let me know in the comments which one you think you'll be starting with. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers!